Welcome to Reflect with Ed Fassio. Get ready to experience one of the world's first 100% digitally generated podcasts, where we take a step back, dive deep, and strive to learn new things. Join us as we unpack thought-provoking ideas, personal reflections, and inspiring stories to help you stay in the know. Reflect is brought to you by the minds at ByteBrain and powered by emerging technologies from Google, HeyGen, OpenAI, and 11 Labs. Thanks for tuning in. Now, relax and prepare to reflect.
Welcome to Reflect. We're the world's first 100% AI-generated podcasts. You guys ready to take a deep dive into the crazy world of crypto?
Always.
Okay, so specifically, we're talking Bitcoin and how it's been going absolutely nuts since Donald Trump, pulled a comeback and won the White House again.
Right. Everyone was so shocked by the election results.
I know.
And then Bitcoin just takes off like a rocket.
It's insane. I mean, like right after the election, Bitcoin went from, what, like 60,000?
Yeah, around there.
To over 87,000?
At all-time high.
That's like, what, a 40% jump?
Yeah, give or take.
In what, like a week?
It was nuts.
That's not normal, right?
Not even close. Something else is going on here.
That's what we're going to figure out today. I mean, think about it. Just a few years ago, Trump was calling Bitcoin a scam.
A total scam, yeah.
So what changed?
Things have definitely shifted.
Big time.
Remember that Bitcoin 2024 conference?
Oh, yeah.
Trump basically became like this crypto prophet, saying he wants to make America the, crypto capital of the planet.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
And he dropped that whole bombshell about creating a national strategic Bitcoin reserve. What even is that?
Right. It's definitely a statement.
Yeah.
Seems like at least some Republicans are seeing crypto differently now.
Less scam, more potential, maybe?
Definitely.
Okay, so maybe Trump's not just talking hot air here. But you know how politicians are? They love to make promises. Is there any evidence he's actually putting his money where his mouth is?
Well, in September, he actually bought a beer with Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah, at that bar in New York City.
Exactly. And he said it was very easy. Like, he was emphasizing how simple it was to use.
That's actually pretty smart, showing that Bitcoin isn't just some abstract thing. You can actually use it to buy stuff in real life.
Right.
So he's working the walk.
What about during the campaign? Did he do anything then that was, like, pro-Bitcoin?
His campaign accepted donations in Bitcoin.
Really?
Yeah, and not just any Bitcoin. They used the Lightning Network.
Oh, wow. So he's going all in on this.
And get this, he launched his own cryptocurrency platform. No way. What's it called?
World Liberty Financial.
I got to check that out. Okay, so it's clear that Trump's a big believer in Bitcoin. But is this just a Trump thing? Or are other Republicans jumping on the crypto bandwagon too?
It's bigger than just Trump. There's this growing connection between, like, core Republican values, decentralization, limited government, all that.
Right.
And the whole idea behind Bitcoin.
So they're kind of seeing Bitcoin as a way to, like, stick it to the man?
Maybe a little bit of that.
It's like the power.
But seriously, they're really skeptical of those central bank digital currencies.
CBDCs. What are those?
It's basically like a digital version of the dollar, but completely controlled by the government.
Oh, it doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it kind of gives them ultimate power over your money. They can track every purchase you make, freeze your accounts anytime.
Seriously, that's kind of creepy.
And that's exactly why Republicans are turning towards Bitcoin.
So they see it as a way to protect themselves, to stay free from government control.
Exactly. It's like a digital escape route from all that.
Yeah. Okay, wow. So maybe this crypto capital of the planet idea is more than just a campaign slogan. Maybe Trump's really trying to push for a whole new financial system, one that's less controlled by governments and more focused on, like, individual liberty.
That's the idea, yeah.
It's like a digital revolution, but for money.
That's a good way to put it.
We're talking about some seriously big ideas here.
We are, and it's not just happening in America. Countries all over the world are wrestling with this whole crypto thing.
Some are embracing it, some are trying to shut it down, right?
Exactly. It's a global showdown, and the stakes are high.
So the question is, what happens next? If Republicans keep gaining power, could we see policies that actually favor Bitcoin?
It's definitely a possibility. Think about all those financial agencies that Trump keeps talking about reshaping.
The Fed, the SEC, all that.
Exactly. He said he wants people in charge who are pro-crypto.
So is he going to kick out Gary Gensler?
Who knows?
Because that guy's been on a mission to crush crypto.
He hasn't made himself very popular in the crypto world, that's for sure.
Understatement of the year. So what does all this mean for the average person? Should we all be rushing out to buy Bitcoin right now?
Slow down. It's not that simple.
So not financial advice. Got it. But seriously, is this a sign that Bitcoin's about to go mainstream?
It's definitely a turning point. A pro-crypto government could lead to some major policy changes.
Like what?
Clearer regulations, tax breaks for crypto investors, maybe even ways to make it easier to use Bitcoin for everyday purchases.
Wait, you're saying we could be heading towards a world where we're buying our groceries with Bitcoin?
It's not impossible.
That's wild. So we could see a massive shift away from the whole traditional financial system, with Bitcoin playing a much bigger role.
It's a real possibility, and it's something everyone should be paying attention to, no matter what your political views are.
It's mind-blowing. Okay, so we've covered Trump's love affair with Bitcoin and how Republicans are warming up to crypto. But what about the downsides?
Oh yeah, there are definitely risks.
Hit me with them.
First of all, Bitcoin's volatile as hell. We've seen its price skyrocket, but it could just as easily crash.
So maybe don't bet the farm on it just yet.
Probably a good idea.
Okay, what else?
Security is a big one. Crypto exchanges are targets for hackers, so if you're not careful, you could lose everything.
Yikes. That sounds like the Wild West out there.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why it's so important to educate yourself.
So a lot of the risks come down to user error, not because the technology itself is flawed.
A lot of times, yeah. But there are also real concerns about regulation or the lack of it.
Oh, right. Like, are there enough rules to prevent scams and stuff?
Exactly. And then there's the whole environmental impact to think about.
Oh, right. Bitcoin mining uses a ton of energy, doesn't it?
It does. Which isn't great for the planet.
Not exactly eco-friendly.
No. But there are people working on ways to make it more sustainable.
Okay, so it's a mixed bag. On the one hand, you've got this potentially revolutionary technology that could change everything. But on the other hand, there are risks. Volatility, security threats, environmental concerns. It's a lot to take in.
It is, but that's what makes this whole crypto thing so fascinating. It's challenging the way things are, forcing us to think differently about money and power.
And pushing us to ask some tough questions about the future of finance.
Absolutely.
Man, this is heavy stuff. We've covered a lot of ground already. The political landscape, the technological innovations, the risks and the rewards.
And we're just getting started.
Where do we even go from here? What should people be watching for as this whole crypto saga unfolds?
Keep your eyes peeled for what the Trump administration does. Do they actually follow through on those pro-crypto promises? What policies do they enact?
So watch for those key appointments to financial agencies.
Exactly. And watch how the crypto industry adapts. Are they tackling those security and sustainability issues? Are they making crypto easier for everyday people to use?
So basically, stay informed, do your research, and don't go all in on Bitcoin until you really know what you're doing.
That's always good advice.
Okay, I think we need a moment to let all this sink in.
So before we went to that quick break, we were kind of talking about like the downsides of this crypto craze, the risks.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember there's also a huge upside here. We're talking about tech that could like totally revolutionize the way finance works, make it more accessible, more transparent, more efficient.
And put more power in the hands of the people, right? Instead of like the big banks and those Wall Street fat cats.
Exactly. It's about giving people back control over their own money, and that's a powerful idea.
Especially for folks who feel like the system's rigged against them.
Right. They feel left out.
Yeah, this is definitely bigger than just like dollars and cents.
Way bigger.
We're talking about power, control, freedom. Who gets to decide the future of money?
You got it. It's like a whole paradigm shift, a reshuffling of the deck, you know?
Whoa, okay, I'm starting to see why people are freaking out about this.
Yeah, and it's not just a national thing either. This is global.
So where do we even go from here? Like, what happens next in this crypto saga? What should we be paying attention to?
Okay, keep an eye on how the Trump administration plays this.
Okay.
Will they actually follow through on all that pro-crypto talk? What policies will they put in place? Those are the big questions.
So we should be watching for those key appointments to financial agencies, like we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
and see if they actually change any regulation.
Exactly, and watch what's happening inside the industry itself, too.
Okay.
Are they tackling those big concerns about security and the environmental impact? Are they making crypto easier to use for, regular people?
So like making it more user-friendly.
Yeah, making it actually usable for everyday life.
All right, so bottom line, stay informed, do your homework, and don't gamble away your life savings on Bitcoin just yet.
Never a bad idea to be cautious.
Words to live by. It's crazy to think how much things have changed in just a few years.
I know, right?
Bitcoin went from this weird fringe thing that nobody understood
Yeah.
to, like, front page news.
And now it's being debated by world leaders. It's amazing. It shows you how fast things can change, especially in the digital world.
Yeah, we got to be ready to adapt. We got to be open to new ideas if we want to keep up.
Big time.
It makes you wonder what else is coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
What other crazy tech is going to come along and turn everything upside down?
That's what makes this whole thing so exciting. We're living in a time of, like, radical change, and we get to be part of it.
Yeah, it's a little scary too, though, right?
Oh, for sure. But I think it's important to, stay curious, be willing to learn and explore new things.
So let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about the global implications of all this. If America really does become this crypto capital of the planet that Trump keeps talking about,
Right.
what does that mean for the rest of the world?
Oh, man, that could have a huge ripple effect.
I see what you did there. Okay, seriously though, explain that. How could this impact other countries?
Well, if America becomes like the crypto leader, other countries will have to try to keep up.
Yeah, they don't want to get left behind.
Exactly. So we could see like a global race to embrace crypto, countries competing to attract investment, and be on the cutting edge.
But wouldn't that mean governments would lose some control, like over their own currencies?
That's the big fear, isn't it? And it's why some countries are fighting back, trying to ban crypto altogether.
They see it as a threat.
A big one. They see it as like undermining their power.
But isn't that kind of a losing battle? Like once this technology's out there, you can't just make it disappear.
You're right. It's like trying to put the genie back in the bottle. It's not going to happen.
The power struggle then.
Oh, absolutely. Governments clinging to control versus this decentralized tech that's like breaking down the old barriers. The stakes are high.
It's getting intense.
It is. But it's not just about power either. It's about finding new ways to do things, better ways, more efficient, more transparent, more fair.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Like, imagine a world where you could send money to someone on the other side of the planet instantly and for, like, pennies.
Right. Or where you don't need a bank account to access financial services, where people have more control over their own money.
That would be pretty awesome.
It would. And as the tech keeps developing, who knows what else will become possible?
Yeah, we're really just at the beginning of this thing.
Exactly. It's a whole new era full of potential.
It's kind of mind-blowing, honestly. So, for someone who's just starting to learn about all of this, what's the most important thing to understand?
I think the key takeaway is this. We're at a turning point. The way we think about money, the way the whole financial system works, it's all changing. And technology is driving that change.
It's like a tidal wave, right?
Yeah, and we can either ride that wave or get crushed by it.
We can't just ignore it and hope it goes away.
Nope. We have to educate ourselves, make informed decisions. This is about taking control of your financial future. This is about the future of money itself.
Yeah, that's pretty profound. Okay, so we've talked about the political stuff, the technology, the risks, the potential benefits.
And how all of this could play out on a global scale, it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, and we've only scratched the surface. Welcome back to Reflect. We've been wading through this wild world of Bitcoin, trying to make sense of it all. We've talked about the politics, the tech, the potential for like massive gains and total wipeouts.
Right, it's a lot.
But now I want to shift gears a bit and bring it back to you, the listener. What does all this actually mean for, the average person?
Yeah, let's make this practical. How does this crypto explosion affect everyday life?
Should we be freaking out? Should we be like selling everything we own to buy Bitcoin?
Let's not get carried away.
Okay. No financial advice. But seriously, how worried should we be?
The point isn't to panic. It's to realize that things are changing. The whole financial landscape is shifting, and we need to be ready for it.
So even if you're someone who, like, barely knows how to use Venmo, this whole crypto thing is still going to affect you.
Absolutely. It's going to impact the economy, politics, technology. Everything's connected. You can't escape it.
So burying your head in the sand is not an option.
Nope. The best thing you can do is educate yourself. Learn about blockchain, understand how crypto works, learn about the potential upsides and downsides.
The more you know, the better decisions you can make.
Exactly. It's about taking control of your financial future.
So where do people even go to learn about this stuff, it can be so confusing. There's so much info out there.
You're right, there's a ton of noise.
And a lot of scams, too.
Definitely. But there are good resources out there. Reputable websites, books, podcasts. Look for organizations and individuals who are, known for being experts and who aren't trying to sell you something.
Okay, but how do you filter out all the BS? It's hard to know who to trust.
Be critical, be skeptical, always do your own research. Check multiple sources, compare different opinions, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Solid advice.
Yeah.
Okay, before we wrap up, I want to leave everyone with one last thought. We've talked about how crypto could change finance, but could it go even further? Could it impact other parts of our lives too?
That's a great question. Think about blockchain technology itself. It's not just about money. What about voting? Supply chains? Healthcare? The possibilities are huge.
Whoa, so maybe we're just seeing the beginning. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
It's very possible, and that's what makes this so exciting. We're at the forefront of something truly revolutionary.
This has been an amazing deep dive. We've covered a lot, but I feel like we're just getting started.
There's always more to explore.
That's why we do this show. To all our listeners, we encourage you to stay curious, stay informed, and be part of the conversation. The future is being shaped right now, and your voice matters. So until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep questioning everything.